प्रपद्यते
ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते
वासुदेवः सर्वं इति वासुदेवः सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः बहूनां जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवः सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः बहूनां जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवः सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः बहूनां जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवः सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः. So we have few devotees. Please start.
Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha
Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyante Vasudeva sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha
Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha
Bahunam janmanam ante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha
Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha.
Thank you very much. So let's do word for word meaning. Bahunam means many. Janmanam repeated births and deaths. Ante after. Jnanavan one who is in full knowledge. Mam unto me. Prapadyate surrenders. Vasudeva the personality of Godhead. Krishna Sarvam,
Sarvam,
everything,
everything,
iti, thus,
thus,
saha,
Saha,
that,
that,
Mahatma,
Mahatma,
great soul,
great soul,
Sudurlabha,
Sudurlabha,
very rare to see.
very rare to see.
Translation and purports by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. So please repeat phrase by phrase. After many births and deaths,
After many births and deaths,
he who is actually in knowledge
he who is actually in knowledge
surrenders unto me,
surrenders unto me,
knowing me
knowing
to be the cause of all causes
to be the cause of all causes
and all that is.
and all that is.
Such a great soul
Such a great soul
is very rare.
is very rare.
The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals, after many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. It's a long but very heavy statement. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some leaning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life, and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders unto him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything, that he is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from him. He realizes the material world to be the perverted reflection of spiritual variegatedness, and realizes that everything there is in relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus, he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva or Sri Krishna. Such a universal vision of Vasudeva precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such a surrendered great souls are very rare. This verse is very nicely explained in the 3rd chapter of the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sa Bhumim Vishwato Vritva Tyadishat Dashangulam Purusha Evedam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yaccha Bhavyam Utamrita Sevyasano Sveshano Yad Anena Tirohati. In the Chandogya Upanishad, it is said that Navai Vacho, Na Chakshusmi, Na Shrotrami, Na Mamish Manasmiti, Achakshate Prana iti, Eva Chakshate Prano hi, Evaitam Sarvani Bhavanti. In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak, nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is prime factor. It is life which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudeva, or the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, is the prime entity in everything. In this body, there are powers of speaking, of seeing, of hearing, of mental activities, etc. But these are not important if not related to the Supreme Lord. And because Vasudeva is all-pervading and everything is Vasudeva, the devotee surrenders in full knowledge. Hare Krishna. So let's do Mangalacharan prayers. If most of us we know, if not, then go to the page 1 of Bhagavad Gita in the introduction. So with folded hands all together. ज्ञानतिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। Hare Krishna. So the chapter we are studying from is, what is the title of the chapter? Knowledge of the Absolute. So we are learning about very high transcendental knowledge of the Absolute Truth. So in this chapter, last few verses, we will just recap. So say from text 15, Krishna is explaining about first, he tells about first 4 impious people who do not surrender unto him. So he mentions that namam dushkrituna mudha prapadyante naradama mayaya parutajnana asurim bhavamashrita. That there are 4 types of people who do not surrender unto me. And who are those? Dushkritina, Mudha, Naradhama, and Mayaya Apardagyana. Dushkritina, and they are, he all calls them as Dushkritina. So Namam Dushkritina Mudha, one who is full, and Naradhama, or lowest among the mankind. So after this verse, then Krishna explains in the next verse 4 pious people who surrender unto him. And those are, he said that people surrender unto him who are artha or dukhi or distressed, jignasu who are inquisitive, then ardharthi who are looking for wealth or who are looking for some money or something better material gain, and then jnani or one who is in knowledge. And then further he explains about the last part, the jnani. Then next verse he explains that tesham jnani nityayukta bhaktiyukta upasate. So out of those 4, Krishna says that one who is very dear to him, and he is very dear to him. Who is that? Jnani. But not just jnani. He says tesham jnani nityayukta and bhakti. So he is nitya, always engaged in bhakti with knowledge. So that bhakti doesn't come as a blind faith, but also that knowledge is not just mental speculation. So this knowledge is it's okay. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. So the knowledge actually is accompanied by bhakti, the application of the real knowledge. And that's what he further continues in next few verses. So out of these four, Krishna says that one who is in full knowledge and always engaged in his bhakti is dear to him, and as well as he is dear to him. And then in the next verse, he calls them Udara, or very magnanimous souls. Udara sarva evaite jnani tu atmaiva vematam astika sayuktatma mane manuttamam gatim. Udara sarva evaite jnani tu atmaiva vematam. And he compares those actually to himself. He says they are just like me. Because they are at the transcendental level. They are not in this material world. Even though they may be living in this material world, but they are always on the very highest, or what we call as Brahma Bhuta platform. So that's why Krishna calls them as Udara, or very magnanimous souls. And then in today's verse, then he says how one becomes this magnanimous and what he can be called as. So in today's verse, we'll just go briefly and then we will go to multiple aspects of this verse. He says that Bahunam Janmanam, after many births, Jnanavam, one who is in real knowledge, what does he do? Mam Prapadyate. He surrenders at the lotus feet of Krishna. And with the knowledge, because he knows Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Krishna is all in all. He is the source of everything. And he knows this without any doubt, and then he calls this person as Mahatma. But at the same time, he says that this type of Mahatma is very rare. Actually, in the third verse of this chapter, he already said that Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatadam yati siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tatvata. That out of many Manushya, hardly anyone even tries for perfection, siddhi, or even tries to ask these questions, what is really goal of life? They just live like animal and die one day. But again, one who is siddha, one who is realized, out of those many of those, one who really knows me in truth. So this, the same thing here he says, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha, that this great soul is very rare. Now let's go to the phrase by phrase of this verse. There are many aspects hidden in this verse. If you see, there are many lessons we learn from this verse that covers almost whole Bhagavad Gita. The very first statement, it says that Bahunam Janmanam Namante. What it says is, it completely destroys the conception of I live only one life. Because in many religions or many aspects, the knowledge or philosophies, people say that you have only one life. So you will either make it or break it. And that philosophy is so abominable actually, because it puts God to be a very abominable person. We call it as he's such a loving person, but he gives you only one chance. And after this one chance, you either go to perpetually in hell or you go to heaven. Is God such a hard person? No, Krishna is very loving person. He gives us as many opportunities as you want to take. And that's why this phrase, Bahunam Janmanamante, is very important. Because if we get only one chance and we don't even know what the purpose of this life is, and if I don't make it, and if somebody tells me that, oh, you are perpetually going to go to hell after this life, then that seems so frustrating, so disturbing. So this first phrase is the very first lesson of Bhagavad Gita, if you remember. That first lesson is, we are not this body. The very first thing that Krishna starts explaining to Arjuna when Arjuna completely surrenders unto him, that you are not this body. We are eternal soul. The very first thing he tells that, Dehinosmin yataha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. That just like, and he gives also very practical examples. Krishna doesn't give all theory. He says that just like you see a person from his childhood, when he is born, he is a baby, small baby. As he grows old, he gets to youth. So if we see, his body has completely changed. Many times, many people don't even recognize that, oh, this is the same person what I saw 20 years ago. This baby is the same person because the body is completely changed. Even from medical point of view, all our cells, and doctor can confirm here, all our cells are completely changed after 7 or 10 years or something like that. So our body is completely renewed after 7 years or so. So where does the old body go? It's dead and gone. But we still see that he is the same person. The Krishna, and then Krishna says that after Jara, means old age, one changes body from youth to old age, but the person remains the same. And then Krishna says that in the same manner, when one leaves this body, he gets another body. What's difficult to understand? What is so difficult? So, Bahunam Janmanamante. This is very, very important. And the other lesson what we learn from this phrase, that Krishna consciousness or self-realization or God realization is not just one lifetime task or not just one lifetime project. This is multi-life project. And Krishna is so patient, so merciful that he says, oh, whatever you want to desire, you fulfill your desire. But ultimately, you have to come to me. That is your real happiness. You will search for happiness in this material world for as long as you want. You search in your way. You have freedom. You try to be happy in this material world. But ultimately, Krishna says that when you realize, that's what the next phrase comes, Jnanavan. That when you get real knowledge, when you realize what real knowledge is, then ultimately, Mam Prapadyate. And that Jnana, so what is Jnana? So we use this term, oh, he's such a knowledgeable person, so frequently in all aspects of life. So what is your understanding of what is Jnana here? Anybody? What does knowledge means? Yes, Prabhuji.
Knowledge means understanding who you are, your soul, and there is a Supreme Lord, and you have a relationship with Supreme Lord. That is one understanding of knowledge which is given in Bhagavad Gita.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 13th chapter there are many qualities of person are given which are all considered as the knowledge. So that's some of them.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else wants to add a little more? Or?
It's like when we understand Krishna.
Yes, we understand Krishna. But yeah, the sum and substance is what Mataji and Prabhuji said, that first is, I am not this body. That's the basis of knowledge. And even if we understand, somebody understands that and realizes that, almost half of his problems are solved. Because most of our problems are dealing with this body. When I understand that I am not this body, means the problems are not of this body are not really my problems. What a big relief. So that's the first state of knowledge. I am not this body, and then I have a Father who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all controller. So I don't have to anything worry about. Imagine if I have somebody who tells me that you just come and live with me, I'll take care of all your needs. You don't have to worry. Just be with me, just mingle with me, have a loving relationship with me. What do you think? Perfect retirement, right? You don't have to work. You just have a loving relationship with that person. He'll say, I am the richest person, you don't have to worry anything about me. I am the most powerful person, I'll take care of everything. Isn't this Krishna telling us? We don't have to worry anything. So if And that is another aspect of knowledge that Prabhu said, that there is Supreme Father who is waiting for us, who is the most loving person we can ever think of. And then we have a relationship with him. It's not that he's somebody else. It's not that I am somebody else to him and then he's inviting and he's, what we call as, he's doing some not business, upkar, what is that? Favor to me. No. He's not doing, he's asking out of loving reciprocation. He's not doing any favor, or we are not doing any favor to him. It's just loving relationship, loving reciprocation. And that is another aspect of knowledge. And there are few things that Prabhupada explains in the purport, those we can consider as knowledge. There are, if you go in the middle, so he says that at such time one can understand from there that Lord Krishna's mercy is everything. So that is knowledge. Without Krishna's mercy, we are nothing. Even though we think that I did this, I did that, and I achieved this, and this is my ambition, and this is what I am going to do. But without Krishna's mercy, nothing. Even that same thing Krishna tells Arjuna in the 11th chapter. You think you are going to kill all these people? Who are you? He says, Nimitta matra bhavasavya sachi. All these people are already killed by me. You are thinking you will take sin because of you are killing him. Who are you to kill them? You have no power to kill them. You have no power to do anything. It is just my plan, and you, O Sabyasachi, O Arjuna, just become an instrument in my plan. Nimitta matra bhava sabyasachi. So this is knowledge, that everything is by Krishna's mercy. Then the second statement he says that he is the cause of all causes. There is no cause for him. Many people ask, many atheists, I talk to friends and then they say, if God created everyone, who created God? And for their level of knowledge, the question is very logical, right? Because for them, everything is created, so God must be created. Otherwise, that statement is false. But in the absolute world, it is not false. Something has to exist before everything is created. For every creation, there has to be a creator. And that's why Brahmaji in his prayer said that Sarva Karanam Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidanam Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda. Anadir, he has no beginning or end, but he is the beginning and the end of everything. And even in Bhagavatam, it's many times described that even before creation, Narayana was there, and even after creation, he is the only one that remains. So, he is the cause of all causes. And then the third statement, he says that this material manifestation is not independent from him. Krishna says in the 9th chapter, Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Many times, the scientists are studying how everything, whole world, material nature is working and everything. But they cannot identify. They find out, they learn the laws of nature, how things are working. Many laws we learn in studies, in science, as we grew up. Newton's 3 laws of motion, this law, that law. But all those laws are nothing but what we call in engineering terms as reverse engineering. Are finding out how things are working. That doesn't mean that they are not working. We are trying to find out how they are working. So somebody is already making them work. But unfortunately, that is the piece that scientists don't ask. They just try to find out how things are working, but they don't ask who is that making this work. And that's what it says, that this material nature is working under control of Krishna, under his adhyakshata or control. He is the one who is controller of everything. And it is working perfectly. Many times we use the word automatic. But in real sense, there is no such thing as automatic. Even the so-called automatic machines what we use, they are programmed. There is big brain behind that automation, what we are seeing as automatic. There is big brain, big research, big planning and engineering and project has gone behind. And even while they are working, somebody outside is controlling that. So there is no such thing as automatic, and if there is no such thing as automatic here, how do you think this is automatically working? So that is knowledge. And then in the end, Prabhupada mentions about the verse from Chandogya Upanishad that, and he gives a very beautiful example. This verse gives a very beautiful example that in this body of living being, there are so many faculties we have, so many things we have. We have ability to see, we have ability to speak, we have ability to hear. All these are important and all these are working. But all these faculties, the senses or the abilities what we have no meaning if there is no life. And that's what this verse says, that, right? In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak, nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor power to even think is the prime factor. It is life which is the center of all activities. In the same manner, in this world, there are so many things working, but they are not important. It is the Supreme Lord who is making them work, who has different controllers for everything that is working in this material world. He is the primary, he is the most important thing. And that's why it is important that we surrender unto him. So, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavam. So, this is the person who understands these aspects of life, who understands our real identity, who understands who God is, and who understands our relationship with him, is the person really in knowledge. And when one gets this knowledge, what does he do? Mam prapadyate. Krishna says that after many births, when one is really knowledgeable, he surrenders unto me, and then his understanding is very simple then. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. That Krishna or Vasudeva is everything. Now this word Vasudeva has multiple meanings. If you have read from BhagavadGita, Vasudeva also means all pervading, who is omniscient or omnipresent, who is everywhere. Vasudeva also means one who is above the three modes of material nature. There is very beautiful verse, I am forgetting now, but this Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. Yeah. So Sattvam Vishuddham. So we know three guns, right? Mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. Tamogun, Rajogun, and Sattvagun. So one who is above these three modes or pure Sattvam is called Vasudeva, because that state is called Vasudeva, and Krishna always appears only in the Vasudeva state. And that's why his name is Vasudeva. And he is also called Vasudeva because he is son of Vasudeva. So there are many more meanings probably, but this. So Vasudeva Krishna is everything. He is the source of everything. He is the supreme enjoyer, supreme controller, supreme owner of everything, supreme proprietor. So he is the supreme. He is the absolute supreme Lord. And that's why this person, Krishna, names as Mahatma. So Mahatma is not necessarily a term given by anybody in this material world. Mahatma, there are few places where Mahatma, this word comes in Bhagavad Gita. So this is one place, and in the 9th chapter again Krishna explains Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakrutim ashrita bhajanti ananya manaso Jnatva bhutadim avvayam. That Mahatma, what do? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivi prakrutim ashrita. They take shelter of my spiritual nature. Daivi prakruti. And bhajanti ananya manaso, in their mind they are always doing my bhajan. Jnatva bhutadim avyayam, and knowing that all these living entities are imperishable. Bhutadim, they are avyayam. So that is another definition of Mahatma. Another place Krishna uses that word Mahatma. So Mahatma is not some designation we can give it to anybody, but the person who has these qualities, one who understands this knowledge completely, and one who surrenders to Krishna with full knowledge and makes him the highest goal of life, that person, and that's why he is very, very rare. He's called Sudurlabha. So it is 12:45 now. I'll stop here and we can take some reflections or questions if there are any. We have 15 minutes, so don't be shy. Hare Krishna. Yes, ma'am.
I think it's very comforting to read the verse and take it into detail. It's a very comforting feeling.
Thank you for sharing that, Mataji. Krishna is trying to give us all the comfort because he knows that the path is very difficult because it is not very natural when we are living in this material world. And that's why he is giving comfort in many places. He said that this small Kaunteya Pratijani Name Bhakt Pranashyati, that he asked Arjuna, please declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. What other guarantee do we want? And also he says in second chapter, what is the verse? That Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Even a little service if you do, if you follow this path, even a little, it will protect you from very, very big danger. So he's comforting us. He understands that living in this material world is, and trying to follow this path is very difficult for people in general because they are under control of this illusory energy which is very difficult to overcome. And that's why he, being our loving Father, he's trying to give us comfort. Please come to me. It is for your good. So thank you for sharing that thought, Mataji. It's a very sweet thought. Thank you.
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
So, when Krishna says that my devotee never perishes, and we as a soul, we never perish either, right? How do we reconcile? Like, does that mean that all the souls are his devotees? We are just deviated from our path, and that's why we are in this world?
Yes. So, very difficult as well as very deep question, Mataji. Thank you for asking that. So, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, very beautiful verses there that few verses actually, that every living entity is actually eternally Krishna's servant. But just because they are covered from time immemorial with these desires to enjoy separately from Krishna, their knowledge is taken away. Or it is covered, not taken away. So they just have to clean that up. Just like if there is a gold ornament lying in dust somewhere for long time, it is covered by dirt, and let's say there is totally a mountain of dirt on that gold ornament, that gold ornament will think that, oh, I am part of this mountain, I am dirty. So somebody has to dig whole mountain to get the real identity, find the real identity of that diamond or gold ornament, right? And that's what we have to go through. So we are originally pure. We are devotees of Krishna. But because we are covered, Anadi Bahirmukh Jiv Krishna Bhuli Gela. It says that Anadi, we are eternal, but we have become Bahirmukh. We are attracted by the external energy of Krishna. Anadi Bahirmukh Jiv. And in that process, what has happened? Krishna Bhuli Gela. We have forgotten Krishna. And it says, Atra eva Krishna Veda Purana Karila. That is the only reason Krishna has created all these Vedas, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita and all this knowledge. Otherwise, there is no need. Same thing, right? In the home, if the kids are listening to parents, do they have to create a rule book for them? But if they become naughty sometimes, you do your homework today on time, otherwise you'll be penalized like this. The laws are created only because when we don't behave properly. If we behave properly, there is no need for laws. Even the government creates laws after realizing that this type of activities people do to protect good civilization, people, citizens from such bad activities. They have to come up with laws and they have to come up modifying those laws. So these are like laws created by Krishna because he says, oh, these people, and it doesn't mean that the parent is having fun punishing his child. No, it is for the good of the child because they love the child and they want him to be a good person, happy person and live a very nice civilized life. In the same manner, Krishna gives us this punishment, but it is not that Krishna is happy giving us this punishment. It is for our good. And that's why we are in this material world because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. We diverted or we tried to break the laws for some our momentary temptations and somehow or other we fall in this material world. And that's the reason Krishna says, now please listen to me. Come back to me. So that's, hopefully that helps, Mother. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mother.
Could you just elaborate a little more on how does our karma work? Like if we have bad karma in previous life and this life we have realized that we have to surrender to the Lord, and sometimes it just does not let you. So how do we go on doing that? Like how to control it and how to go further, proceeding that, like making our karma good.
So Mataji's question is to elaborate a little bit on how does karma work, how we have done some activities in the past life or maybe in many past lives, how they are impacting us and maybe keeping us away from Krishna to some degree. So karma is very difficult topic, and then karma, Krishna says that karma, and that's where the very first line, Bahunam Janmanamante, comes in play. Because of our activities, whatever we have performed in past life or in this life, we get a certain type of body, we get a certain type of birth, we get a certain type of parents, we get birth in certain type of country, and that all plays along. And that's why the philosophy of one life also fails to explain that. Because if God is all merciful, how can a person is born in America versus a person born in Somalia has so huge difference in their lifestyle? If they are given one life, God is so partial then. He is partial to this person who is born in such a favorable conditions, and he is impartial to somebody who is born in some unfavorable conditions. And that's where the law of karma, as Mataji was asking, comes in play, because everything what we do has a reaction to it. Every action has a reaction. So if we do something good, we will get something good in the future. Maybe in this life or in the next life. If we do something bad, we'll get something bad result in the next life. Unfortunately, just like in the material world, when I do some crime, I am not the one who can pick the punishment. Can I? It's determined by the superior authority. So I am not the one who can say that, oh, I did good thing, I didn't get back good result, because it is so complicated that Krishna makes it so perfect. The plan is working so perfectly that I don't determine how the result I will get of that. It's determined by higher authorities who are working under a direction of Krishna. So if I have done something pious activity, then I will get the good benefits of that. But unfortunately, everything good and bad in this material world is actually completely bad for us. That's a paradox. That's a, what do you call it? Oxymoron? No. That even though I do good, it gives me result that I think is a good, but in reality, is it good for me? No, because I don't have the higher understanding what the real goal of life is. It's just like a very smart team of people. They make a very nice plan. Recently there was a theft in Paris, if you remember. So they make a very perfect plan. They do all good things. They plan things appropriately, rob a bank. They are not caught, and then they roam free. And they have lots of money now. Result is very good, right?
For them, not for all.
They think the result is very good. We did good thing because we acted smartly. We did the robbery without anybody knowing. We are never going to get caught, and we have so much money now. Perfect result. Dream result. But is it really good? Someday they might get caught, and because that's how we think. So we have to know what really is good for us, and that's what knowledge means. We have to understand what is really good and what is really bad. So anything in this material world comes with at least 4 major problems. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. It doesn't matter you are born in a, who is the richest person? Elon Musk probably. His family, or you are born in Somalia, or you are born in some South African family, anywhere. The pain at the time of birth to you and your mom is going to be the same. It doesn't matter how rich that family is, how strong that family is, if that family is white or black or blue or yellow, doesn't matter. You are going to bring, and as soon as you are born, we don't know anything about anything else, but one thing is for sure. You are going to die. As soon as you are born, that thing is guaranteed. Nothing else you don't know anything about, but one thing is for sure. We don't know when or where or how, but death is guaranteed. So that is also painful. Many in other religions, people don't want to talk about death. One of the white friends we were talking about this. He said, in your Vedic script, in your culture, you talk about death very easily. They don't even want to talk about death. They are so afraid. Then, and old age, with old age we start, I cannot hear, I cannot see, all these pains, and then I'm having trouble even getting up sometimes. Forget about walking another. All these things start, we cannot stop those. It doesn't matter where I am born. And diseases. In our lifetime we get so many diseases. So all these, it doesn't matter we are so-called good results or bad results, these 4 we cannot escape. So the birth in this material world, so coming back to Mataji's question, so karma is working perfectly but not the way we want it to work. And that's why instead of working on karma, Krishna says that the real karma is basically working for him, not satisfying our senses. Because if we see, everything what we are doing is for satisfaction of our senses, or so-called our extended senses. That, oh, I want to be happy. I want to eat rasgulla because I want to feel that taste. My tongue is palatable. Or even for my nation or family or society, that is my extended sense gratification. Even if I am doing that, because that is still at bodily level. So all this karma, what we have accumulated, they are keeping us in this material world perpetually. Only thing that can free us is, Krishna says that, Sarva Dharman Parityajam Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tvam Sarva papebhyo. Sarva. That sarva covers everything. Moksheshami mashacha. So only thing what we can do is when we are acting, when we are doing something or our karma, when we do for his satisfaction as a service to him, that frees us from all sinful reactions. And that breaks the chain of our karma. Because he is the only one who has authority or power to break our chain of karmic reactions. We on ourselves cannot do that. Because we don't even know how much our balance of karma is. We are probably billionaires in our karmic reactions life. Every one of us. So I hope that to some degree answers your question.
Yeah, the reason I asked you that question, so like sometimes when we preach, when we tell families and friends about Krishna and surrendering unto him, they listen, they say, yeah, it's okay, we'll come to the temple, and then so after some time they forget. So we are thinking like, why aren't they listening? What's wrong with that? So maybe it's their own karma, like, after certain births, after births, they had to surrender down to Krishna or something.
Yeah, but even Krishna or his devotees, if somebody comes in association with devotee, then he's already on the right path. He's already on the right path. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Lava matra. Chaitanya Charitamrita says that even a very momentary association of a real sadhu or devotee, sarva siddhi hoy, you get all perfection in life. So that association is very important, and we have to thank, we are eternally indebted to Srila Prabhupada that he has created such a society worldwide that we can get this association so frequently. If not daily, at least once a week. And so we should use this opportunity and get this association of devotees and glorify Krishna and hear Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, and that will free us from this cycle of birth and death. So it is already 1 o'clock. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.